A lot of things can increase fuel consumption on a modern Peugeot vehicle, including the older ones, aside faulty components or an issue with injection system or issue with the carburetor or even the ignition. But one of the things that can actually increase fuel consumption that people tends not to also pay attention to or look into is the way you drive. The way you drive can actually increase your fuel consumption from the normal way the engine and the vehicle or the entire vehicle is expected to consume fuel. If you are the type that always like driving bumper to bumper, then your fuel consumption will be higher than normal because it means you have to be excessively increasing your RPM just not to give gap to the vehicle in front of you. It's like accelerating unnecessarily when you know within a seconds you are going to apply brake. So why doing that, pushing the vehicle rapidly? So that increases fuel consumption. So the way you drive will increase your fuel consumption. So before you start comparing your Peugeot vehicle with another or same model of Peugeot vehicle or same transmission engine of another person, and you need to know that the way you drive can contribute or increase or reduce your fuel consumption. So you don't have to always feel that your injection system, your carburetor or whatever has a problem. There's another factor too that can increase your fuel consumption that people also don't pay attention to is your braking system. If your brake, one of your wheels is binding, in other words, if your caliper, your brake lining or drum is binding, the fuel consumption is going to increase. But then it's supposed to give you a symptom. If you are an attentive driver, you will know something is wrong with the way the vehicle moves. The easiest way to find out, you can be doing this check every once in a while. You don't have to wait for issues or symptoms like high fuel consumption to come up to do this test. What you do is once in a while, when you drive for like 10, 15 to 30 minutes, just come down, or maybe when you get to your destination, you come down or switch off your vehicle, then go around the vehicle and touch the wheels in the process, not the brake disc or the drum. No, I'm talking the alloy wheels or the steel wheels. Just let your fingers touch each of the four of them. If any of them feels hotter than it should, then that wheel is binding and can increase your fuel consumption. So you need to deal with it. There are other things too that can increase fuel consumption aside faulty injection system or carburetor or ignition system, and that's one of the things I've been saying, which is abusing engine cooling system. If you think that your engine running cold all the time or your coolant temperature gauge staying very very low is better for your engine and better for you, then you are mistaken. If you think that is the case, that is normal, you have no idea what you are doing to that vehicle and even to your wallet. So if you abuse your engine cooling system and or in other words, you want it to stay cold all the time, so you do something on your engine or your engine cooling system for that to happen, then your fuel consumption will stay very high. Such as people that will go and bypass their engine cooling fan to spin constantly with the ignition on or with the engine running until when it's switched off. Or people that will go and remove their engine cooling system thermostat to run for the engine to run without thermostat, your fuel consumption will be higher than normal. So of course there are so many other reasons your fuel consumption could go higher than normal. Of course, faulty sensors, faulty components that work with the fuel delivery and the engine can do that. But I'm just pointing out some of the factors that can do increase the consumption even when nothing is wrong with your injection system or carburetor or ignition system. So pay attention to how you drive, pay attention to your vehicle, avoid doing what we call bumper to bumper drive. In other words, I always say this to people: if you cannot see the rear tires of the vehicle in front of you, if you are sitting inside your car and you're on the road and you can't see the rear tires of the vehicle in front of yours, then you are driving bumper to bumper. If you don't want to drive bumper to bumper, then give a gap. Let the distance be enough for you to see the rear of that tires. It's not just about fuel consumption issue or every other thing. If you want your car to always stay intact, the body, so that nobody will scratch you or hit you or anything, always give that gap. Trust me, I've been driving for decades, and when you see my cars, you understand. Always give that gap. When you do bumper to bumper drive, expect your car to always be in this accident, as in every now and then someone will hit you from the rear or you hit someone in the front. Do that and your car will stay intact. Okay, all right.